Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and in today's beginner Python project, we are going to do an interesting Python project which is a currency converter program. So basically, you must have seen online there are several currency converter apps or programs in which you put a currency and then you can get it converted to some other currency. So we are going to do that. Something very simple in this case because this is a beginner's program. So we'll be using the define function and we'll be also using if-elif-else. Okay, so to start with, we are going to define the exchange rates to get the currencies, right? So it's like, for example, how to convert from USD to Euro, then from USD to MYR or Malaysian Ringgits, then from USD to Indian Rupees, which is INR. So let's do some currency conversion. So based on what information I found online, I have done this calculation. So we know that $1 equals 0.90 euro. So based on that, how much will be the USD to Euro conversion? You have to multiply the USD by 0.90. Obvious. This is simple arithmetic, right? So I write a variable. I create a variable USD to Euro that equals 0.90. And how I got it? This is from the exchange rates. $1 equals 0.90 euro. Then I have 1 USD equals 4.30 ringgits. So based on that exchange rate, I create a variable USD to MYR. MYR stands for the currency of Malaysian Ringgits. So USD to MYR will be, in that case, obviously 4.30. That means in order to multiply, in order to get MYR from USD, you have to multiply USD by this 4.30. Then same for Indian rupees, 1 USD equals 85.60 rupees, which is called INR in the currency language. So USD to INR will be 85.60 accordingly. So I think that is quite simple, standard calculation, created those variables. And now you want to create a function, right, to do all the conversions. So obviously we use the define function. So we give it a name. So, as you know, I have already done a separate tutorial on define. So I will be leaving a link in the description to that function tutorial, the define tutorial, and you can look it up in case you get confused again, or if you've forgotten and cannot recollect. Okay, so I'm mentioning here. I've commented out because 1 USD equals to the whatever exchange rates I'm commenting out here. This is only for your information and not supposed to be shown here in the code, because I want to tell you that based on this exchange rates, we have created the variables for calculation in order to perform the currency conversion. Okay, sorry, I have a bad throat today. So let's do the define function. So define, and we give the function a name. We call it currency converter. Up to you, converter or currency converter, whatever name you give, because basically that is showing the user that you are performing, or basically showing you for your records that it's performing a currency conversion. You can call it currency conversion, and then you can write either full currency or you can write just short. That's up to you. I just wrote short in order to save time and space. Okay, and then in the parenthesis, you need parameters, right? So the parameters are amount and the target currency. In short, of course, CURR. For amount, I've written AMT in short. Now, why you need the amount? Because there'll be obviously a particular amount, let's say $10 that you want to be converted. So that amount, that number is the amount. And then the target currency is to which you want to get it converted. Like from $10 I want to get the conversion for euro, for example. So that target currency will be euro. So this is what it means. Okay. Now in that we use the if-elif-else loop, because based on different conditions, options, we will perform the calculation, the conversion. Because if the target currency, we want to know from the user what is the target currency, right? So what we do is we make several selections or options, and in the option we create like selection 1, selection 2, selection 3, and if the user selects 1, that means he wants a particular target currency. 2 means another particular target currency. That means for 1 we are using euro. For selection 2, number 2 means MYR, that is Malaysian Ringgits. 3 means INR or Indian rupees. So like that we do the conversion. So in this case, let's say, presuming that if the target currency selected is 1, then what will be the converted amount? The converted amount will obviously be the amount that is AMT multiplied by USD to euro, which I already explained. Because if you want to convert from USD to euro, which is the first selection, you have to multiply by the variable value USD to euro, which is 0.90. So you just need to write the variable name. So amount multiplied by USD to euro. So obviously the program will multiply it by 0.90 and convert it into a value. And then you need to print out something for the user to understand what's happening. So we can use print format, different print formats. One is using variables, which I taught you earlier. I will be also mentioning the print function methods inside the description, so you can look it up. But here we are using the string format. You can use either. So I will be showing you both. Later I will show you the string format, but in this I am using the variable. What is a variable? The converted amount. Remember, so we have to find the converted amount, the variable that we created by multiplying amount and USD to euro. So this is the converted amount, right? So print converted amount in euro will be in string and then comma the variable name, which is the converted amount. There's another way of doing it, which I'll be showing you in a minute. Using string formatting. So let's continue with this first. So I'll be doing more such tutorials, beginner tutorials in Python, and there'll be so many more until after a couple of weeks I'll be going into the intermediate level, and I'll be teaching you some concepts in the intermediate level, so that the same beginner tutorials, the same beginner projects that you're doing now, you can do in the intermediate level also. So I'll be going into that later in a couple of weeks' time. Just writing the euro is the currency name for UR, right? So until then, stay subscribed if you're not, if you're already subscribed, and if you're not yet subscribed, remember to smash that subscribe button and the bell button so that you are weekly and regularly informed as and when I publish a new project or tutorial in Python. And I'm also planning to start tutorial in HTML CSS soon. So that's another good news, because that one I'm doing in order to do the full stack web development certification based on free code camp syllabus. Okay, now what I'm trying to say is, if you do it this method using variables like the way I've done the print function, then once you get a big decimal value or a float value, you need to round it up to 2 decimals, right? You have to round off. And in order to round off the decimals, you need to write the round function, if you remember the round function. So let's say the value is 20.567. So x equal to round, the round function, parenthesis 20.567, and then print x. Then it will automatically print out 20.57. It will round it off to two figures. If you write 20.567 comma 2, if you write comma 1, then it will round it off to one digit. So it depends on what are the parameters that you're writing in the parentheses for the round function. So that will become a bit complicated because there are several values of variables after conversion. So what we do is, it's easier if you use the string formatting for the print function, which you've already learned. As I mentioned, I will include that tutorial also in the description. So if you do this in one shot, you can round it off for the rounding the decimal value. So print the string format, whatever statement you want to say, amount in euro, and then write the variable name. So first write the currency name, which is EUR, and then remember, for string formatting we also need to have curly braces for as a seat for writing the actual value. So when you write the variable converted amount inside the curly braces, that forms a seat for writing the value. The program will write the value of the converted amount. So that's why we are using the curly braces. We've done this earlier for the print formatting in print function. So I write the euro first, the currency name, then I write the curly braces, inside that the variable converted amount. And then if you want to do the rounding in the string format, after the variable you need to write a colon, and then you need to write a decimal. So dot, that is a decimal, 2f. So when you write 2f means it will, and inside the curly braces, it will automatically round the decimal to two places. So that's the idea, like what I've shown here. Now this is a straightforward coding syntax for rounding the decimal inside a string format print function. Remember to write the colon, remember to write the decimal point 2f. Yeah, usually we want to round it off to two decimal places. Okay. So this was one choice. That was when the selection was 1. Okay, now what if the selection is 2? So if the selection is 2, it is from US dollar to Malaysian Ringgits. Remember that. Be very mindful of the spelling. So whatever name you want to write, target currency or target currency select, whatever you like to name, that is depends upon you. Okay. Equal to selection 2. Remember to write the string in a string format. Yeah. Okay. So if the choice is that, so you just follow this. We will just follow the conversion format the same way, just that the value will be different. The variable here will be different. We will be using USD to MYR. So converted amount will be amount multiplied by USD to MYR. So converted amount equals to amount multiplied by USD to MYR. And then print. I have to remove the comment. Okay, so simple. Just follow what you've done earlier. It's just the variable changing. First was USD to Euro, the variable that we created based on the currency exchange. Then we use USD to MYR based on the currency exchange for between US dollar and Malaysian Ringgits. And then print the string format same way for showing the result of the conversion. So F is a string format F, and then converted amount in MYR colon. So this you have to follow the same pattern for string format. There's a detailed print function tutorial that I will be including in the description below. So here, just that instead of euro symbol, I'll be writing ringgits, and then inside that's the same thing, curly braces, converted amount colon dot to F. So what happens is here the amount will be multiplied by the value of USD to MYR, which is 4.30, and it will display the result in the console. So you've continued until the elif, which is the choice 2. Now left is elif, the next one is elif, the target currency selection of 3. So when you choose, when the user chooses 3, because the program will prompt you to select an option. Easier that way, right? Because we don't know which one the program should convert to. So the third selection, we made it as USD to INR, which is US dollar to Indian rupees. So in that case, we follow exactly the same, only the variable changes. The value of the variable changes, the variable for the exchange rate changes. So elif, target currency selection. Okay, that is number 3. Selection choice is 3. So remember the equal to, when you're writing a specific value, exactly specific and particular value, then double equal to sign should be there. Because we want it to be, the value to be number 3, digit 3. And then don't forget the colon after a condition statement, okay, expression. So then here again the same formula, converted amount equals to amount multiplied by, only the last variable is different, amount multiplied by USD to INR. So it's based on the USD to INR from US dollar to Indian rupee exchange rate conversion 85.60. So it will multiply the amount, whatever you feed, the amount multiplied by 85.60. And then after that you have to print. String format, again the same, just you can copy from the same above, but instead of copying, if you keep typing, it will come into your memory. So that's the idea. F, string format, so F, and then in the string form you write converted amount in INR equals, so the rupees here, the symbol or the currency name is rupees, so RS, shown by RS. You can either say RS or you can show it as INR, that's up to you. Converted amount multiplied colon dot to F. So what happens? It will automatically put the decimals, round the decimals into 2 places. Otherwise, we'll get a value with decimal until 7 or 8 places, and it's very annoying. Using the round function will be too complicated. So that's why I said use this instead. And then the last option, so you've used up all the 3 conditions. If not any of the other 3 selections, then else you must have, let's say the user selected number 4. That means it's an invalid currency selection. So if not 1, 2 or 3, if the user chooses some other number or character, else print invalid currency selection, and then prompt to the user by using a statement, please select either 1, 2 or 3. So in print invalid currency selection, comma, please select between 1, 2 or 3. And if I've made some spelling mistakes, please forgive me for that because my typo is acting crazy today. When I type very fast, I might make a mistake. Okay. So this part is done. Now you need to get the user input, right? Because you want to know what the user wants, what amount the user wants to convert, and what what amount, yeah. So you want the user input. So this is user generated input. So amount in USD, you know it is from USD because you are doing the program from US dollar. So you write amount in USD equals, that is a variable, equals float because it's a decimal number. Input, please enter the amount in US dollar. Why you are doing this? To prompt the user to input the amount that he or she wants to get converted. Yeah. Whether it's $10, $2, $1, $100, 1,200, how much ever amount, because sometimes if it's a very big amount, they cannot do the conversion. So they want to feed the amount and the program will do the conversion for them. So amount in USD is float input. Please enter the amount, whatever amount, $10, 200, whatever. And then what else you need? You need also the target currency, right? So you can again write, in order to get the target currency number, remember the selection. So you prompt it by saying print the selection target currency. That means we have written number 1 for so and so, number 1 for euro, number 2 for MYR, that is ringgits, Malaysian ringgits, number 3 for INR, which is Indian rupee. So we are prompting the user to select the option, whether it is 1, 2 or 3. So for that we ask them to print the selection. We are giving them the offer to decide whether it is choice 1 or choice 2 or choice 3. Whether it is choice 1. Sorry, since I'm recording the house, you will hear all kind of weird noise and voice from the background. So please ignore that. This is one of the minus points of recording from home. I don't have a recording studio. Sorry about that. Okay. Then after that, convert. Okay. Now you need the currency that you want to get converted to. So remember the function name itself was currency converter. So you want the which currency that you want to convert to. So you have to prompt the user to enter that by doing the target currency input, enter the number corresponding to the target currency. We've done that already. 1 is for 0.9 euro, 2 4.3. So we've done the choice actually. So the last will be, we need to do the conversion, the target currency, perform the conversion, which is doing the conversion, convert currency. And remember, that was the name of the function. First parameter was amount in US dollar. Second parameter was the target currency. So basically we are calling the function. Remember, in the define function, first we define the function, then we call the function. For calling the function, just write the name of the function with the parameters inside. So that's what we just did now. Okay, there's some mistake here. Okay, I think somewhere I wrote the name wrong, so I need to make the correction. Let me figure out where I made a mistake. Just need a bit of debugging. Sometimes it could be a spelling mistake, whatever. Now what I've done is the select was becoming a bit too long, so I removed the select from the options. I just did it without the select value. I just wrote like I was writing all throughout target currency select. So I removed the select, just written target currency because it was becoming too long, as you can see here. Just calling the function currency converter amount in USD target currency. That's it. So let's see what's happening here. So let's do some calculations now. Let's perform and see how it's working. Enter the amount in USD that you want to convert. Yay, it's working. Okay, so let me write an option. Amount. Okay, I've written the amount already. $10. Select the option that you want. 1 EUR, 2 MYR, 3 INR. I've done 3. Yay! Converted amount in Indian rupees 856. So it's so cool, right? It's actually multiplying and showing the converted amount also as well as the currency. So I just play around with few options. You can do that also a zillion times. You can do. I just did it 2 or 3 times just for the sake of demo. Okay, again prompting the amount in US dollar that you want to enter. I write a bigger amount. Oh yeah, 1000. There you go. Choice 1, 2, 3. Which one you want to enter? Enter the number selection for target currency. I write 1, which is for euro. Yay! Converted amount euro. Yay! There you go. I got the value in euro. So cool. This is really cool, right? So this is exactly the way it happens when you try. You can go to any online programs when you Google and say, I want to change my currency from US dollar to euro. If you do that, you will get exactly the same kind of response. You can figure it out. That's what I did. Yeah, you can do that. And basically, I'll be teaching you a lot of projects. I'll be extracting from W3 platform, and because they show very simple projects before going on to intermediate one. So that you get a hang of simple projects first. Okay, next one again. Once more, I do enter the option. Yay, in Malaysian Ringgits. So this is quite cool. I did it with 10 US dollar. So it's actually following the conversion formula that I had fed in. It's actually following all the prompts. It's giving me as a user to enter the dollar amount and the selection number, and also giving me the converted value along with the currency. So that's really cool. I will see you in the next week with another interesting project Until then, keep your cool, keep practicing this, and also I'll be coming up with more not only projects but tutorials. So let me know if you also want to learn in the comments, if you also want to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Node.js, then I'll start my full stack tutorials. Let me know in the comments. See you in the next. Stay subscribed or smash that subscribe button.